everyone. For homework this week, we are looking at our Flipbook. So for your English to start with, we have our look, say, cover, write, check. The words that were listed here are not your spelling words for the week. You have been given a list of printed spelling words for your spelling for this week. They were stuck in your homework book today. That is where you should be looking for them. For your grammar, we're focusing on homographs. So homographs are words that are spelled the same but sound different and have different meanings. For example, windy or windy can describe the weather or a road. So what you need to do is match the homographs with their meanings below. So here are your homographs, and what you need to do is match it to the definitions. If you don't know what a meaning means or what a word means, you will need to look them up. You can do this in a dictionary or you could look them up online. That is the task for grammar. For maths, the first task is looking at equivalent fractions. So you need to draw a line to connect the equivalent fraction in each row. And you will have a line connecting all 4 rows. What you can do is have a look at how much of a portion of each fraction is coloured in, each hole, to see whether it matches. And that is how you go ahead and go through the sections. The next one is focusing on graphing, which is what our focus is this week. What you need to do is use this data here in number 1, which is your survey data. You then need to use this to create a tally table below, and then you need to use that tally table to then create the colours, the eye colour survey column graph. You cannot do part 3 without part 2 done, and you can't do part 2 without reading part 1. You need to make sure that you are reading them correctly. Then we are looking at our history with our comprehension this week. So the comprehension this week is a topic that we know very well. It is Australia's 3 levels of government. So when the colonies were negotiating how federation would work for Australia, it was decided that there should be 3 levels of government to properly run the country. The roles and responsibilities of each level are set out in the Constitution. This would ensure that everyone's interests are looked after on a national scale and also in their local area. It also ensured that the colonial governments and local councils retained control over issues that were specific to their state or area. While they have their own responsibilities, the levels of government do cross over and work together on issues such as the environment, road safety, and maintenance and public health. Let's learn more about each level. The first is the federal government, who hold Parliament in Canberra. The Prime Minister and other ministers and the High Court are all part of the federal government. The federal government makes laws for all Australians according to the Constitution. They are responsible for bringing issues that affect the whole country, such as defence, customs, immigration, Australia Post, and international relations. The High Court makes sure that the Australian Constitution is followed. The state government is the government of each of the states: Queensland, New South Wales, Tasmania, Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia. State governments are responsible for issues that concern the state, such as education, health, roads, infrastructure. State government is led by the state premier. Finally, there is local government. Local governments are the councils and shires that look after our towns and suburbs. They are responsible for things like collecting rubbish, issuing dog licenses, maintaining roads, and keeping the parks clean and tidy. So from listening to that, we need to answer our 3 questions this week. Question 1. Why did the colonial delegates separate Australia's government into 3 levels? Number 2. What are the main areas of responsibility of the federal government? And 3, what do you think it's a good idea to have 3 levels of government, or should we just have one government body to oversee everything? Explain your answer. So those are your 3 questions this week. And then your extra task. Research your local council area. So our local council area is the city of Playford. Write a short mini project about your local council and include a drawing or a photo showing how they look after your local area. So we met our mayor, Doherty, and he went through how the city of Playford help our area and our local council area. So I want you to go through some of the things that he mentioned that his council help with, and I want you to draw a picture to illustrate it. And that is your homework for this week. It is due on Friday.